Hello everybody, my name is FrostyMate and welcome back to another episode of the Adventure Quest World's Fresh Start series. And in this episode I'm going to be getting the StoneCrusher class, and I really wanted to get this because I've never had it before and I've heard that it's quite good. It helps buff people's attacks and things like that. Plus I think it's actually a support class, and I don't use many support classes, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I've never had it before and let's see how it goes. And I remember somebody telling me that the Briteoak storyline only took about an hour, and then all you had to do was kill the last boss to get rank 10 and stuff like that. And that was the biggest lie I've ever heard. It took me so long to get to the end of the Briteoak storyline. There was just so many quests that you had to do in each location. Yeah, there was only like 4 different locations, but the amount of quests you had to do, the amount of travelling you had to do to go complete the quest, it was a nightmare. And after doing Void High Lord, I guess my motivation for farming and doing quests wasn't as good as what it could have been, so maybe that's why it took a little bit longer than what I thought it might. But yeah, it did take a little while, especially getting rank 10 at the end, because the place wasn't very popular at the time when I was trying to kill, I forget the name, the big stone monster. But you'll see at the end of the video, or towards the end of the video anyway, me getting the StoneCrusher class. And I'm also excited to say that the character compilation sets will be showcased in this video at the end, so make sure you stick around so you can see if you can find your set. I do apologize because I didn't tell you guys how to actually submit your character. I just said take a screenshot and send it to me. Next time I'll do a demonstration on how to do it, because some of them don't have usernames on them. Some are just pictures without names on them and stuff like that, and it's hard to tell what the actual name is. There's no way of knowing what the name is unless you've actually sort of put it on there, or you've just taken a screenshot on the character page website bit. So it's my fault for not telling you guys how to do it, but I'll do it properly next time. But hopefully if you submitted your character before the 20th of December, hopefully you should anyway, see your character on this video. So you might have to do a bit of guessing work. You might have to go back and think, actually, what did I send FrostyMate, because actually the name isn't on there. So you might have to do a bit of guessing work to tell which one's yours. But going back into the video now, so there was so much content that I was recording and I just simply couldn't put it all into one video. So what I've done is I've just sort of showed the first section, and then I've just taken massive chunks out of it to sort of make the video a reasonable time. As you can see, it's 15 minutes already, but bearing in mind there's about 50 or so character compilation entries, so that I guess took the time up a little bit. But yeah, there was just so much stuff that I had to do, quests and things like that. So I've just decided to take out massive chunks instead of speeding it up, because I do understand that some people do not like that. So, and I don't really think the storyline is as important. I mean, the main reason for this episode is just to get the class and not actually do the Briteoak saga, because I know that Briteoak is way in the future, from where I am at the moment. I'm still in the 13th Lords of Chaos, and I've got a long way away until I actually get to this place. So in a way I've sort of skipped ahead, but I've always wanted to get StoneCrusher. People say it's quite good, and that's the reason why I'm doing it now. You can see that I'm using my Void High Lord class. That's, if you haven't seen my latest video, I've recently gotten the Void High Lord after just about 2 months of farming, and I have to admit it is seriously strong. Sometimes it crits 2000 plus even just on a basic attack. And I think with the Lightcaster, with somebody with Lightcaster next to me and using his buff, I think I may have hit around a 12,000 crit. I'm still trying to get used to how it works. I'm not very good at reading the classes. By the time I've read one skill ability and I move on to the next, I just forget. Goes in one ear, goes out the other. So I mean, I'm still getting used to it, but I believe you just stack the last one, or sorry, the second to last one, use the 3 to heal yourself, and then the 5 is the nuke button. As you can see, I've got some dual wielded little weapons there, and you'll hopefully see those later on in the video. I actually keep them because I thought they were quite cool, and they go with the Void of Nulgarth, the Shadow Void of Nulgarth, so you'll see that later on. And it was quite weird, this Briteoak saga. There was a lot of things going on that I didn't understand because I haven't seen the storyline with the Queen of Monsters. I actually haven't even dug on into that stuff on my main account. So yeah, I was a bit confused when I was looking at all this stuff, but you can just tell how well the artists have developed their sort of scenery in game. Like looking at that now, the big monster, you know, fighting on the monster, it looks a lot better and more detailed rather than you know, going back to the first Chaos Lord or something like that. But look at those deer things, man. Look at that twisted neck. When I saw that, I was like, bro, I need to get out of this lobby, this area, because I was actually pretty freaked out, because it's staring right at you. It's hard to kill them, man. It makes me not want to go near them. I had to put this weird bunny suit on. I'm not sure if that was necessary for the actual quest line, because I know that in some locations, you know, you have to put a disguise armor on, otherwise if you don't, you might not be able to progress into the next area, or they'll see you and you'll die sort of straight away, sort of thing. So I'm not sure if I had to even equip it for the time being, but I just decided to keep it on anyway. And it said in the quest that you had to get quite a lot of water of life, so I just, you know, made sure that I had enough, and I think I bought 10. And I actually had a lot of spare, so I just deleted them afterwards. They're only 9k, so it doesn't really matter too much. But at the moment, we're just going through the Elfheim, I believe it's called. I don't know, Elfheim. I'm not very good with pronunciations, you guys already know that. And this quest was quite annoying because you had to keep doing it. You had to keep activating the runes, so you had to keep going back to Briteoak and killing the trees and the wolf woods. So I don't believe I show you too much of this. As soon as I get rid of the Elfheim sort of ones, that's when I just start taking massive chunks out to make it a little bit more time consuming and stuff like that, you know, more time caring. I hope you guys also had a really good festive period. I've been quite busy, especially on the 25th and 26th of December. I had a lot of family meetings, well, not even meetings, what the hell, not family meetings, you know, just like family reunions for the festive period. And yeah, I hope you guys had a really good time. I go back to work on the 2nd of January, which sucks, but I've had a really nice break, and I'm glad that I managed to save the last few days of holiday up for Christmas, because it's always nice having those days off on the festive periods. So this is one of the boss fights, and as you can see, it's called the Gazor or something like that. It might actually be pronounced Gazor or something like that, I don't know, but that was actually, that was quite funny. He's the actual boss towards the end. You also have to defeat somebody else. She gets sort of possessed by the Queen of Monsters, almost like the Chaos Lords, but not as bad. And so yeah, this is him sort of trying to get through the portal. You actually defeat him, so I don't know how he manages to get through anyway, I can't remember. However, I did get that armor there, so it gives you plus 15 to gold, so I'm not sure if that just means, just say I got 100 gold, I'm not sure if it means that I just get 115 instead of 100, but that person there, Nevena, she actually is the one that creates, well, not created, but summons that big ass Gazor. And it's actually a really cool model. I like how it's made, and look how massive it is. I swear it's bigger than that Karanax or whatever the monster's called. I remember having to defeat the Ultra one to get a badge for my character page on my main account. But yeah, dude, I remember that being huge. And when you go to this boss fight, or when I eventually get there, you'll see actually how massive it is. And that's the armor there, by the way. I think, yeah, it's AC tag, so I did keep it. I put it in my bank. But yeah, there's no chance in hell that I'm using that on a daily basis or anything. Right guys, so I've actually cut out even more content than what I should have, because it was just dragging on a bit and you guys didn't really need to see all these quests that I'm doing. So here's the last boss fight, here's the Gazor bloke, and I have my rep boost on. I actually used the rep boost this time. I didn't make that mistake again and, you know, use class points for it instead or something like that. But he has so much health, this little boss. Why did I call him little? But as you can see, there's only 2 of us, me and one other person. That's why it's taking a long time. And you can see the damage that the Void High Lord's doing, you know. What was that, 20k crit just then because of the Lightcaster. So overpowered, man. It's a really cool class. I'll make sure that I don't use it a lot, but that was the last turn-in I had to do to get rank 10, and as you can see there, I do get the rank 10 Briteoak, and I was pretty stoked when I got it. It did obviously take a little while, and what you had to do, for some reason, you had to buy the Shaman armor as well as the Song token, and then as soon as you do that, you get the StoneCrusher. and I haven't got it rank 10 as of yet because, as I said, you know, earlier, to do with farming the Void High Lord, and that I really don't have much motivation to farm at the moment or even play the game. So I'm just taking a small break. I'm sure that it will only be a few days and then I'll be straight back on the grind for the next bucket list item. And I'm thinking maybe the Sepulture's Doom Knight armor or Undead Doom Knight armor. I can't remember what the bloke's called, but it's the same sort of thing as the Blinding Light of Destiny, and you guys really want me to get that necrotic Sword of Doom, and I just, guys, what are you doing to me, man? You're just trying to make me farm all the hardest stuff in the game. I do understand, to be fair, that it does 50% or 51% extra damage to all monsters, so I see where you guys are coming from. So here's the updated bucket list. The StoneCrusher is now green. I think what I'm going to do next is the Sepulture's Doom Knight armor. And now for the character compilation, guys.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden. I will find the light in your soul. I'll